Welcome to the spelling rule for this week. We're going to be looking at adding some more suffixes to the ends of words. So we've already looked at adding ing to the ends of words, and in term 1 we looked at adding ed to the ends of words. So our learning intention is to use suffixes ing, ed, er, and est on the ends of words. So we're going to start off with revising what is a suffix. A suffix is a group of letters that can be added onto the end of a root word to slightly change its meaning. So here we have our root word, which is walk, and we've got the suffix ing adding onto the end of it. So now walk turns into the word walking. So this is revision. As I said, we learnt about the suffix ing last week. So the suffix ing is added to the end of verbs to show that something is happening in the present. For example, I kick the ball. Kick is the verb in this sentence because a verb is a doing word. We add our suffix ing onto the verb. Here we have our root word, our verb kick. I am kicking the ball. You can see the boy's kicking the ball in the present, so that's how we add the ing to the verb. So, your job, can you add ing to these words? You can just do this by telling them to a family member. You don't need to write anything down for this activity. So we've got our root word, which is stick, and we've added ing to the end of it to change the word from stick to sticking. Here I have the word pick, and I'm adding my suffix of ing onto the end of it, so the word pick now becomes picking. So here we have our word pour, and your job is to add the suffix onto the end of it to change the word from pour to its new word. Play is the root word. Your job is to add ing to change the word play into its new word. So now we're going to revise the suffix ed. The suffix ed is added onto the end of verbs to show that something has already happened, something that's happened in the past. So here we have our verb, play. We play in the sand. This is currently in the present. Look, you can see the kids there, they're playing in the sand. Now we need to change it to past tense. So we need to add the suffix ed onto our verb. So here we have we played in the sand. So they're talking about something they have already done, and I can tell because they've added ed to the end of their verb. So can you add ed to the ends of these words? I've done the first two for you again, and then all you need to do is tell them to a family member. So here is my verb lick, and I've added ed onto the end of it to change the word lick into past tense. It now becomes licked. Here I have listen, and I'm adding ed to change the word to past tense as well, listened. So your job is to change these two root words into past tense by adding ed onto the end of them. So now we've got some new content we're talking about this week. So the suffix er. And the suffix er is added to the end of adjectives, not verbs this time, adjectives, to compare two things. For example, I have the adjective here, small. The girl was smaller. You can see I've added the suffix er. The girl was smaller than the boy. Now, let's check. The adjective small is describing the girl. That is correct. The girl is small. And because we're comparing two things, we've got the first thing being a girl, the second thing being the boy, we can add er to the end of the adjective. The girl was smaller than the boy. Let's check. Yep, the girl is smaller than the boy. You can see that the boy is taller. So, your job, can you add er to these words? And then this time, because it's our new work for this week, you need to rewrite these two words in your Google document. So, we've got our example of loud. The children were loud. We've got our word here and they've added the suffix er. Louder than the teacher. We know that we can put the suffix er onto this adjective because there's two things in the sentence. The first thing being the children and the second thing being the teacher. So I've done the first two for you. Hard is our word, and then we add the er onto the end of it. Our word here is quick, and we added the suffix er. So for my sentence for this, I could say, let's go back to one of the students. Let's say Louis is quicker than Miss Macris. So my two things in that sentence are Louis and Miss Macris. So your job is to do these two words, dark and high, and add the suffix er to the end of it to change the meaning of these words. Now we're going to be talking about the second thing for this week is called, we're looking at the suffix est. So on the previous slide we looked at the suffix er. Now this slide is the suffix est. The suffix est, which is a group of letters, can be added to the end of adjectives. So this one's adding the end of adjectives as well. This is to compare three or more things. So remember, the suffix er is only comparing two things, and then when we add the suffix est, we're comparing three or more things. So for example, our adjective here is cold. And now let's read the sentence. Thursday was the coldest. So you can see they've added the suffix est to the end of the adjective cold. Thursday was the coldest day of the week. Let's see if we can find the three or more things in this sentence. Thursday is our first thing, and we know that there's 7 days in a week. Therefore, we're comparing three or more things. So your job, can you add est to these words and then rewrite the new word? You need to add these to your Google document. I have done the first two for you. So hard is our adjective, and we're adding est to the end of it to change the word from hard to hardest. So I could say, question 1 in my exam was the hardest question of the whole exam. I'm comparing one question to every other question in the exam. That's three or more things. Quick is our word here. We're adding the suffix est to the end, so quick now becomes quickest. Dark is the first one that you need to rewrite into your Google document, and you need to add est to the end of it. So dark will now be changed. And then high is our next one. You need to add the suffix est to this one to change the word high into its new word.